One of you should be Mr. Munch for Halloween this year. There you go.
This Steve,
No.
dude, he's the one that always say, "I'm a Munch." Be Mr. Munch, I'll be Grimace.
Those pictures will be hilarious. You guys can like be making out with each other with the costumes. Oh my god, that'd be so funny.
It'd be so funny if you took off the headpieces and started making out for me.
If I was recording
In the closet.
well, you guys didn't even know I was there. Holy shit.
Oh my god.
Ew.
Ew.
And then I joined, or I don't know.
I'm hosting.
Yes,
Hi.
you are.
Welcome to episode 63, right? Yes.
Yep.
We are heard from your friends,
Sorry,
and it's very late.
I was like, that's the most straightforward intro I think you've ever given.
Good.
For that.
I'm trying, dude. I'm trying.
I don't know if you said 63, but yeah, I think you did.
That
He did.
did.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Wow,
He did, yeah.
you remembered.
It did it.
Dude,
It did.
I cut my hair and my brain molecules came back.
Molecules?
I don't know, dude.
Cells.
Not all of them came back. you
Why
got
is this light?
you got like 2 extra, maybe.
Hey, chill.
What?
Yeah, have you guys had the chance to see that Netflix show?
Nope.
What is it? It's like the Down syndrome people who are falling in love.
Oh, I
No.
I haven't like watched it, but I know like I've seen like the art or like a trailer or something. I saw like a clip or something like that. I didn't know about it though. That's cute. I like that.
Yeah. It's like it's literally like just it's crazy how like obviously people don't really know much about that side of the world for these people
Dude,
because you know.
In general, I was like, what did I ask? It had to be Maria or Ange, one of them. But I was like,
Down for Love is what it's called.
fuck. Anyway, I asked one of them, and I was just like, because like a lot of them need like help, like assisted living, and I was just like, what happens when like, well, yeah, because I've seen like plenty of people with Down syndrome that are like in their 30s or something, and they're still just being treated like a child by their parents or whatever. And I'm just like, what happens to those cases where their caregivers, like their mom and dad or whoever, dies, and like
I think they go to like a special home,
right?
Like,
That's what
like for like care for living.
I thought they were like assigned like it's kind of like a social worker or some kind of, but it's more like a nurse, like
group homes.
Not like a group home, but someone like kind of goes to your house and like checks on you, ask if you need something, and they're not there the whole time. I think they're just there for like the bare necessities of like, do you need toothpaste? Do you need toilet paper? Do you need me to like help you with like something important while I'm here? And then they're there for like I think a couple hours and then they peace out. Like that's I think that's what they do. I think unless because you were talking to Maria about it. I don't know if she gave you an answer.
No, she did it. Well,
I was like, I know there's group homes for sure.
That's what one of them said is that they're like, yeah, I'm pretty sure there's homes where like people
like
with
assisted
special
living
needs
facilities.
where they go.
I would hope so. That must be nice.
Yeah, because I was legit like, there's no way that they could, even with that a social worker. I'm like, I don't think they could take care of themselves enough to that point. Yeah, I just I want to know.
But yeah, no. So like I got curious and I got a glimpse of it.
All right.
And I started watching some of it and it was just like, it is crazy. It's crazy because it's like obviously like a big focus on like what they mention is like they're like these people who are autistic have they're high functioning. So yeah, like they're all like either very good at
look.
I'm gonna cry.
They're all like very good at.
I wanted to find out your answer, so I googled what happens with a person who has Down syndrome when their parents pass. That's all I googled, and it gave
you
me
need
a
to learn how to Google.
It said people with Down syndrome take a long time to process the loss. Sometimes people don't seem to have any emotional reaction for months or even a couple years, and then randomly out of nowhere they'll start talking about having deep feelings of sadness and loss of the person they lost. I'm gonna cry right now. That's so depressing. God damn it. I hate myself for Googling improperly.
I was gonna say,
fuck.
Yeah, you suck at Googling.
Google responsibly, kids.
Can you start from the beginning about the love show again? Because that sounds way cuter than what I just read. I'm really sad.
So these high functioning people, they're obviously like paired with some
love.
No, yeah, well, yeah, like they obviously have an opinion. They have like some are very sarcastic. Like there's a scene where this guy, he's with a girl. It's pretty deep in it already, but they're like at the beach, and she's kind of being like mean to him. Like she's giving attitude, and like he's like, she doesn't seem like she's interested or wants to talk to me. So why should I like kind of give attention to that? And he's over here like, he's counting birds. Like he obviously autofocuses and he sees there's so many seagulls. So she makes a snarky remark. She's like, I'm glad there's more seagulls than anything out here. Because it's like, oh, if there was other women, you'd probably look at them over me, type of thing. Yeah, okay. But yeah, so it's like it's just it's crazy. It's crazy to like, obviously there's no real coverage over like lives of people like this, you know? Mm-hmm. Like people who live on a day-to-day like that. But like a lot of them have jobs. They live by themselves. They drive and everything. And I'm like, that's interesting.
That's so cool that they put that show out there like that. That's like
I don't agree with the title, but
yeah, actually though, the title's fucked up. I'm sorry.
What's the word I'm looking for? It's representation. Is that what it is, or what is it?
I guess so.
Is that the word? I guess so.
It would be, yeah, because it's representation of like of that lifestyle, life based.
I guess so. I'm trying to think of what the wording is when somebody like creates something for like specifically, obviously based off of like a minority or whatever, like, and that person is feeling or is like seeing themselves represented, basically.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a key word for it, but I can't remember what it is.
I don't know.
I think both work.
Anyways, Richard, what were you gonna say?
I think it was. I'm pretty sure it was the one by my house. There's a Pollo Loco I remember that I went to like a while ago, and they had a Down syndrome employee. It was cute, and I was just like, he's there doing his job, you know, and just maybe he needed a little help here and there, but it's like, you know, who doesn't when they're starting? When I was just like
doing his thing, yeah.
Holy crap! I never seen somebody with Down syndrome with a job. It's just like, you know,
like you don't think about
it, but it's just like that happens, and it's just like, oh yeah, I mean, I imagine if they had like the mental, you know, not cooperativeness, but like, and if they were functioning enough, they obviously wouldn't need a job. And I don't know, it was just cool to see it. I was just like,
oh,
I like.
Sorry for saying words that aren't kosher or cool or appropriate or chill in those spaces. Obviously, we do not know anyone in that kind of space or anybody that is dealing or having to live like that. So if any words are like if functioning or high functioning or low functioning or
you guys feel offended by something like that, like we do apologize.
We just don't know.
Yeah, but that's why these things are important. Talking about it.
So I do have somebody like that. Back in Guatemala, one of my mom's cousins. He's I mean, he has Down syndrome. But he lives with somebody. Like he's lived with like my like his parents, and then his brothers take care of him now because his parents are gone. But yeah, no, like it's like I saw a comedian talk about it. And like he's like who the fuck would hate on these people, man? They're the happiest fucking people ever. Like, you know, like True. they got no, they're not fucking taking antidepressants and fucking a bunch of other like suppressive drugs like us normies do. He was like, you know, he's like they're living their best life. He's like they're living off of fucking two things. And they're like, and he's like, before you ask me, he was like, it's John Cena and titties. And the reason why he said it was like, he's like, look, he's like, I don't want to offend nobody. He's like, because he's his jokes are very like dark humored, but like what, like he's like, I don't want to offend nobody. He's like, but he's like, my uncle, he's like my dad's brother. He's like, he has Down syndrome. He's like, this dude's like, he's like, he looks at me and like he's straight out is like, what's up? He's like, he just has Capri Suns on him all the time. He's like, dude makes grilled cheeses and takes them anywhere he goes. He's like because he's like, he's like, you'll see, he's like, I'll look over to the right. He's like, and you see my uncle, blah, blah, blah. He's like, he's just sneaking in a grilled cheese, like in the middle of a restaurant because they don't offer it at a restaurant. He's like, dude lives the best life he can have, you know? He's like, Aww. And he's like, and people hate on it. He's like, that's crazy. He's like, I'd take that life.
Yeah, people suck.
Yeah, they're definitely mean about it.
I feel like as I've gotten older, I still subscribe to the ideal and the idea that nurture over nature, hate is taught, but love is always there. But I also believe that humans just don't like something that's different.
Obviously.
Whether that be like race, nationality, like eye color, hair color, fucking if you got a weird birthmark, if you have like, you know, a disability or you know, anything that like changes you like physically, like people just are more apprehensive about it and stuff like that. So it sucks. Because again, I think it just boils down to like, does it affect you? Does it bother you? Like you're like living, like, do you have an issue? Like, does it stop you from functioning for whatever reason? If the answer is no, or even close to no, why?
Walk away.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
People alone and go home.
Jesus Christ. Just because you don't have grilled cheese doesn't mean you should shit on people that do.
Just because you can have fucking grilled cheese in a 5-star restaurant doesn't mean they can't.
Exactly.
Yeah, but it was it's funny because it's like obviously you see someone like making jokes and they're not trying to offend nobody, but they're obviously his jokes are very like people
making
are
light of the situation. And stuff like that.
But and he also mentions that he's like, I'm not trying to make light. He's like, it's a serious thing. He's like it doesn't just affect the person, it affects the families, it affects the friends around them. Like everyone around him is affected. They're like everybody but him is affected. He's like
that's my thing also with comedians. Like this comedian could clearly make a joke about like, you know, something that might be a little bit difficult or something that's different than the norm and still be like cool about it and still be like, yeah, just, you know, not to make light of it too much. It is, you know, something that people deal with and it is difficult, but
yeah,
you know, insert like reason for making a joke about it here. Fucking like, why can't people just do that? I can't stand people like, you can't joke about anything nowadays.
Yeah.
Like, dude, no, you can't. Just don't be a fucking racist piece of shit misogynist about it and you're fine.
Like he had this whole piece of like George Washington. And the entire thing was like George Washington was just this really like 6-foot guy who at like for our time now is like 6'10", red hair, fucking he's like donkey teeth.
I didn't know he was ginger.
He was ginger?
He was ginger. He's like and he was autistic.
Oh.
He was like so like like he uses the R word a lot. Like a lot, and he's like, and part of it, like when he finished, he's like, no, he's like, I know I kind of threw that word a lot. He's like, my bad. He's like, but you know, like he explains it. Yeah, like the way he says it, he's like, yeah, he's like, you know, he's like, anybody would be fucking terrified, you know. He's like, you see this guy, this 6-foot ginger with fucked up teeth, with a big ass sword in his hand, like, ah.
Oh my God.
He's like the British people are like, oh my God, it's George.
It's George, isn't it?
Oh my God.
But he makes light of it, obviously, and like he jokes about it, and like, but he does like come out and he's George, like, you know, he's like
George the ginger.
Like he was like, you know, he's like the poor British. He's like, you know, he's like, if you, yeah, it is. He's like, if you ever seen what is it, the famous photo of him on the boat?
Him crossing the fucking
the Delaware. The Delaware.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like, he's like, dude, he's like, can you imagine like the people who drew that were on that boat where everyone's like, George, get down. He's just fucking, he's like, they're over there. He's like, only the stupid British would have been like, no one's gonna pass through this cold fucking sea. He's like, little did they know, he's like, we had big ass George over there. He's like on his way, and I was like, dude. But yeah, like he like talked about, because he went to like, apparently this is big ass museum and stuff like that of him, and like he was like a 6 slave owner.
Oh yeah, bro.
People
fucking
and like
just gloss
part
over
of
that shit.
Part of his teeth like are fucking
real teeth,
like
real
teeth from slaves. I'm like, that's crazy.
It's like the little things that American history just like, we forget about that. He
Yeah.
He created America. I think he gets a pass or some shit.
If anybody is a minor here or someone that was part of, like, you know, any school system, because I wouldn't even say the public school system, I'm pretty sure any school system, your textbooks are most likely wrong. And what you were taught is not the whole truth. So do yourself a favor. Learn a little bit. You know, go out of your way to look some stuff up because you don't want to look like an idiot. It's like, George Washington was our greatest president ever. He like wasn't down with slavery or anything like that. It's like,
but I'm not gonna act like I went out to a fucking library and read a whole book about his life or anything. I learned that shit off TikTok.
Hey, you still learned it though.
I learned off of George Washington, off of Lincoln being a slave owner, in high school.
Oh yeah.
My shout out to my history teacher. He was like, "Look, I'm not gonna bullshit you guys." He was like, "Your president." He's like, Lincoln. He's like, he owned slaves. Like he and free. Like he's like, obviously they freed him. He's like, but he had some himself. You know, we were like, what the fuck? Like,
I just don't understand why you wouldn't teach that. But I guess that just kind of boils down to like deep conditioning of the youth and stuff like
it's
that.
Like, slavery bad. Like it just has to draw. Especially like with kids, I guess they want to draw like black and white. They want to be like slavery bad. This guy was really good, so we're not going to tell you that he did bad, but just make.
But he did.
Yeah.
He
did.
Yeah. But yeah, like
in no, go
ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say in Abbott Elementary, the TV show, it's on HBO. If you haven't seen it, it's really good. It's basically about a public school, low income area, and about the new teachers going to work at this school, and there's teachers that have been there for years. And it's called Abbott Elementary, and I think it's like an actual place. I think it's in Philadelphia. I could be wrong.
Really?
I think it's Philly. I think so. Huh. It's not New York. I know that much, but I
always thought it was like a British thing. Abbott just sounds like British to me. I don't know. Interesting.
No, yeah, it's America. But one of the teachers, oh god, what's his name? They call him Mr. C on the show, but it's because he's corny. So they're like so they call him Mr. C, the kids. So the thing is that there's an episode where a parent has an issue with the fact that a white teacher, because he's the only white teacher in the whole school, I think. No, he's not the only white, but he's the only white dude that's super like nerdy and like overly like, trying to be socially aware and inclusive and like and kind of cool in his own way. Like he's really nerdy about it. So the parent has an issue with a white teacher teaching history during Black History during Black History Month. Like that's his issue. And little does he know, this guy is actually going out of his way to talk about how this is how real history was, and educating the kids and things like that. And it's funny because the principal's she like actually doesn't give a shit about the job, and she just like spends her whole time like fucking around kind of. So she actually sits in the class and she's actually like learning and asking questions and stuff like that. But it's nice to know I know it's based off of a show, but there are teachers out there that will do that. But there are also parents that will also have issue with what they're being taught.
Teach their kids.
Yeah. And it's like, Jesus
that's crazy.
Christ. Just know that they're being taught well.
Okay. Why a lot of people end up being homeschooled just because.
True that.
Parents are like, I want to teach my kid the right way, and usually it's some very filtered, more
God
filtered.
Created the 55 Birmingham rifle for us to kill the dinosaurs and homosexuals. Mean Girl quote, just by the way, just so people know what I'm talking about. Jesus Christ. I know it's not exactly right, but don't think I'm being legit. Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ, amen.
Jesus Christ, amen. Hallelujah.
Yeah, but sorry, I know like randomly for the ones who are listening, you didn't see it, but the ones who are viewing, like I grabbed the water bottle and I was like, wait, I was like,
it?
yeah, because I have like 2 alcohol bottles there, and then I had this. I was like, is the mezcal here? But it's not. I was like, it's over there. I was like, I'm scared. I was about to take a swig of this.
Even if you did, even if it was, you still drink that shit. Spit that shit out. You drink it.
That's just like
I wouldn't have spit it, but I would have. Yeah.
The liquid gold, bro.
Then I put it in. I bought
liquid gold feels so good.
I bought it in horchata, and then I just drank a little bit, and I was like, fill it up, and I was like, shh, and I was just like sipping on it, and I was like, whoa. I was like,
oh my god, this floater's making me float. Oh Jesus!
It also didn't help didn't help that I was like fucking staring at the sun blaring at me.
You were staring at the sun?
What is?
No,
I
was
what
out.
Is
I was outside.
Dude, you're just like.
No, I'm saying the heat. I'm saying the heat was like gassing me. But yeah.
Gassed. Hell yeah.
I'm giving you.
Never mind.
I'm not giving you
Sorry.
any anymore.
Not cool.
No more mezcal.
No more mezcal for you.
What do you mean, dude?
You're gonna burn your eyes out.
Good. I don't want to see the cruelty in this world no more.
Shut the fuck up. Jesus Christ.
Oh,
Take your
man.
glasses off next time.
Oh, fuck. But yeah, so yeah, I went into just like watching this thing, and then after I finished that, I was like, back to Hell's Kitchen. I just started like I was just like back to my daily dose of television.
Castlevania comes out in like I think 6 or 8 days, bitch.
I'm not talking about video games today.
No,
That's
but
the
the
show.
anime. Yeah.
Oh
On
yeah,
Netflix.
oh yeah, it's on my queue.
Still connects. Still connects. Yes. Still connects. Yes.
Ew. Ew.
I still haven't watched
Yes, Queen period.
Well, you haven't started
Oh,
Castlevania?
Wow, it's
good.
Good. It's cool.
Dude,
it's really cool.
you need to like.
I mean, I thought you would have watched that one because it's based off a video game, like in the era that you like of games, and like it's anime and it's got really good fight scenes. I feel like that's kind of all anyone really talks about or showcases on social media.
Castlevania is only fight scenes.
I don't know, I just don't like watch. Well, not that I don't like it. I just don't commit to watching shows or like wanting to start new shows. Anything. I don't know. It's a lot of time.
Well,
So you'll just rewatch the ones you've seen?
No, I don't even watch like long. I'm a YouTube dude through and through. Just because YouTube is nice and short, and that's
He's
like,
a
about
YouTube,
it.
TikTok kind of guy.
Mm-hmm. Call it attention span. Call it. I just
Attention span.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't. I just rather watch like a minute
It's
video.
also comfort. Yeah, I was like, it's also a
I
comfort
was gonna
thing.
say I think it's attention span because like look at the game look at the games he plays.
Bro,
Can't play anything that isn't longer than
Wait, that's cap.
40 minutes.
Down for love.
that's cat.
You put time to something that you really, really like when you really
Yeah,
want
his
to.
music.
That's
Zelda.
well, that's why I was
He
saying.
puts a lot of time to Zelda.
But that's why I think it's a mixture of attention span, but attention span to the point of like being so selective that your attention span almost damns you. Like, I don't know, something like that. Yeah, you have to have super interest already built in to like even go past your 40-minute marker.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I was like, no, I commit to a lot of like watching
No,
things.
you like go to movies and blow the movies like every weekend
Yeah,
or some
no,
shit like
fuck
that
that.
if you could, dude.
I do watch movies. I saw
Yeah.
Haunting in Venice.
I heard
Such
that it was actually good.
Such a good fucking
Yeah.
movie, dude.
Which is crazy because the marketing terrible. I had no idea.
I
yeah.
didn't even hear about
Apparently,
this.
apparently, The Haunting in Venice is also part. It's part of a trilogy.
It's
of
part
movies.
of books. Yeah, it's part of a book too.
I didn't know it was based off of the movie that Gal Gadot's in. The like
Godot.
the Haunting or the Godot Gal Gadot. I didn't know that
Gal Gadot.
there was what's it called the Murder on the Nile or the thievery or the Thief on the Nile or something like that.
Death on the Nile.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
But
it's the one where Wonder Woman comes out
The
on.
hills, a river in Egypt.
I can't remember.
Yeah, it's part of that series though. Yeah,
Yeah, there was another one. I can't remember the other movie, but yeah, I hear that it's good. I
It's
hear that it
good.
was actually really good. It's just it sucks because it got like little to no marketing like for it. Like I think I saw one trailer. I think on shit. What I don't even know what it was on. I know it was. I don't really watch TV, so I would assume that it was on like TikTok or fucking Insta, and it was that one commercial, and I didn't even watch it all because I was just scrolling, and then it just like has I don't know, it was just so random. I was like, but okay, and just kept going. But I hear from the people that have watched it, I hear that it's actually really good. So I'm like, oh shit!
Shout out to the guy who fell asleep snoring on my left, but
I feel like it might become like
good.
maybe a cult classic type of thing, but we'll see.
in the theater.
yeah, dude.
I thought you were talking about right now. I was like, who's
No,
next
I was
to you?
I was literally like this watching it because I was just in it, and then all I hear is, and I look over and I'm like, dude, snoring, and like I guess his wife saw that I turned, and he's like, he's like, sorry. I was like, oh,
She was like, wake the fuck up. You're loud.
yeah. She pinched some shit.
Embarrassing.
Wake up, Robert.
Robert.
That's what he looked like.
Roberto.
No, he was. They weren't Hispanic.
Oh.
Yeah.
What if they just like to fuck like that, dude? Or function like that? Wow.
What the fuck? Tell us what your mind really is.
On my weed.
What does that have to do with fucking?
Nothing.
You weird.
Welcome
You sure?
to Jurassic Park.
Now put your arms in your shirt and do a little dinosaur.
No! God
Do
damn
it. Do it. Do it. Do it.
I can't get my other arm.
For audio listeners, please go to YouTube
What?
and
That's
watch
that.
I'm a T-Rex. I got T-Rex arms. I got little arms and this big head. Oh, I want to watch Meet the Robinsons.
Oh, dude.
It's so good. It's good.
I didn't give a fuck about that movie.
What?
You didn't like that movie?
I
Oh my
love
God,
that movie.
makes me cry. Oh,
I
it's
forgot
so
what movie
good.
came out like maybe like the same month or like a few weeks before.
I think it
that,
might
like,
have been not
that,
iRobot, but or not iRobot. What's the fucking robot movie
Robots.
with robots with Big Whale? I think that's his name. I'm
Big
trying
Whale.
to think of like Big Whale. It's such a cute movie, but I think it was kind of in that
I think
era.
I watched that one over. I watched that one over that one. I think.
With
Well,
Robin
that's-
Williams.
I don't think it came out exactly at the same time. I just think that it was around that same era of movies. Like there was a lot of like animation movies still coming out. Like I think that was around the time. I think Up was either at the end of this or at the beginning of it, and then like all the other movies started popping up or whatever. I think it was at the end.
Up came out at the same time? I don't think so.
No. That's what I was saying. I think it was at the end because I felt like there was like I can't remember the last time an fully animated movie came out. I think. I'm saying that it was a
Elements
super
came
long
out?
time ago.
Elements.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, but
that's
that
the last
didn't do
thing
that
I
good.
think. Yeah, I didn't hear like a whole lot of praise for it or anything like that. The last one
I
that
thought
I
it
saw
was
was Soul. I thought Soul was fucking
Soul was
awesome.
fucking
So
So, dude, Soul
Fuck
fucked me up.
Mhm.
Yeah. mhm.
But yeah, Meet the Robinsons.
Love that movie.
A-tier movie for me. That's
Yeah,
a
the
good
movie's-
movie.
The movie's super cute. Makes you cry.
Mhm.
Trying to think of what other movies came out around that time.
What
I
year?
know there was a movie. There was another animated movie that came out around that time because it overshadowed Meet the Robinsons. And I just didn't care for it.
What was it?
I don't know.
Oh, you're just saying that there was something else.
Yeah.
Because it didn't
Because I
get
was
your
watching
attention.
that over that. I think it was for sure
Gotcha.
was something Disney related. Had to be.
I don't know.
It came out in 2007. What the fuck else? Wally?
You know what? No, Wally came out in like Christmas time around that time.
Wally came out 2000.
No. Yeah.
Ow.
I don't know.
I don't know, but
The
I remember
Emoji
seeing
movie?
it
The
ended up
what
being a
movie?
good
Oh,
the
Emoji
Emoji
movie?
movie.
Emoji movie.
Did you guys ever see that?
No,
Did I see it? I think I saw it like on TV.
I think I saw like a small clip of it, but I was just like, "This is dumb."
You know what ended up not being stupid? The Angry Bird movie.
Oh, I heard actually that like
It was actually because it has a lot of
I
adult
didn't
humor.
watch it.
Oh my god! I saw the trailer to Five Nights at Freddy.
Oh.
I was like, I don't want to watch this.
Why?
It just looks so corny.
In
The guy from the
it
Hunger
looks
Games.
very corny for
The guy from
sure.
the Hunger Games. Comes
yeah,
out.
it's Josh Hutchinson.
Yeah.
That's his name.
Mhm.
Okay.
What's it called?
Yeah.
Josh Hutcherson.
Yeah, I saw that trailer and I was like, no.
What do you
I don't wanna see this.
mean?
It just doesn't catch my attention. It
Watch
just looks so
this, yeah.
corny. It okay. Do you guys know? Do you
The
know
lore?
like the lore
Yeah,
of it?
I
Right?
do.
Isn't it like some kids were dying there and it was just like I don't know what I'm
No,
gonna say or something.
the kids go well. The ghosts control the animatronics.
Well, I don't want to say too much because I don't know what's like.
They
something
showed it in
you're
the
supposed
trailer.
to-
They
in the
say it
game
in the trailer.
or whatever. Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know much about it. I just know like I thought it was in the game. It wasn't it like some kids were like that gone abducted or whatever, and it turns out like they were being killed and then like
Yeah.
being stuffed in the toys, and then then the parents found out. I think and they stuffed the killer into one of the toys, and then he like
Which is Freddy.
decayed or died or disappeared or
No?
spirit
was
melded
it?
into it or some shit. That's
Peggy Sue.
that's what I think is the story. I have no
Richard
idea.
knows it more than we do.
It's like I don't recall it because I haven't kept up with it in like years. I
Did
I
you
got
play Five Nights?
I played the first one, and then
Oh, okay.
after that I lived it vicariously through fucking like Markiplier because Markiplier was like the one that was
he played the fuck out of it,
fuck out of it and doing like the stupid, super hard versions of it, and somehow actually beating it. It's like that man tortured himself to get all of those like achievements or whatever.
You're a security guard in the game, right?
Yeah. I don't know anymore, just because like they kept adding more and more like chapters or whatever the fuck you want to call them. But from what I understood is just like there was a security guard who was a killer, and like he'd lure the kids in dressed as while he was dressed as like Golden Bonnie, like the bunny, but like a yellow version of the suit. He would lure them in, kill them, and then stuff them in the animatronics to hide the evidence or whatever, right? And then that leads into like this whole thing of like the animatronics got haunted by the kids who were seeking revenge on the killer. Yeah. They managed to get him trapped in the suit. It was called Springtrap, and then like because the whole thing is like it has springs inside of it that if you don't follow like safety protocols or some bullshit, like the whole thing just basically like snapped and it just like sliced him in the suit. So I don't know. It's like that's what I recall it being canon. And then like I said, they added like who knows what the fuck else, but I don't know. I just want to see it because I'm like creepy Chuck E. Cheese movie. I want to watch it.
So I saw it and I was like, this is what Chuck E. Cheese would have felt like as a kid when like people were scared of like Chucky and his pals.
I mean, he was gross.
What was the creepier one? It wasn't Chucky. It was it was a duck.
The chick. I forget her name.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. It was like some girl.
You never went to Chuck E. Cheese?
I went to Chuck E. Cheese a couple times, but I didn't know like the name of any of their group or anything like that. Like I didn't go to Chuck E. Cheese like enough for me to even know that.
I didn't know because of the commercials.
Once when I was a kid for my birthday, remember, and I'm like being scared of Chucky, and then the next, I think I went again 1 year, and then that was it. We didn't go for like years after that.
It's a chicken. Her name is Helen Henny.
Oh, Helen, there you go.
What the fuck, Helen
Henny.
Helen.
But the one that made me laugh is like because they also have like this purple monster looking thing. It's not Grimace. His name is Mr. Munch.
Oh yeah.
And I immediately thought of Steve.
Dude,
like,
one of you should fucking be Mr. Munch for Halloween this year. There you go.
This Steve, dude, he's the one that always say, "I'm a munch."
Bro, I'm a munch, dude. Certified munch.
I don't see it, bro. I don't get it, but whatever.
That's crazy.
I didn't see it in Steve either, dude.
That's crazy.
You be Mr. Munch, I'll be Grimace.
No.
Why?
You guys go hold. Oh, those pictures will be hilarious. You guys can like be making out with each other with the costumes. Oh my god, that'd be so funny.
Why?
Because I know the internet would find that funny.
It'd be so funny if you took off the headpieces and started making out for me.
if I was recording
in the closet,
well, you guys didn't even know he was there. Holy shit!
Oh my god!
Ew!
And then I joined, or I don't know. Jesus Christ!
Oh nope, that's not on the list anymore.
But it was at some point.
Not on the list no more. I'm trying to convince Richard to do a couples thing.
What? For like a costume for Halloween?
Yeah.
This is the first time I'm hearing about this. What the fuck?
We
have a month if you want to do something as far as costumes go.
Yes, we do.
I don't know if we want unless we as in you guys or we as in the three of us.
We should do something whatever. We as in the three of us.
Okay. What do
what do we
start
got?
Start the planning. Go. What do you got?
What are the options?
Start throwing shit out there.
The three blind mice. We just wear all white with black glasses and we get canes.
The three piggies from Shrek.
Wait,
they're all different. They're all different.
One of them is like a construction worker. Well, no, they all wear construction hats, don't they?
So are we all just gonna wear like pink, or do you guys want to get like a piggy costumes? What are we doing about that?
I mean, you could just get the ears and like the nose. You don't have to buy a whole costume.
Pink shirt.
Oh, but yeah, okay. That's what I was gonna say. We gotta like have something, so it's just not like that would suck. What if you go out somewhere and it's like a costume party and it's like I'm my costume and it's just ears and a mouth and a nose? It's like oh, sick, man.
What are you supposed to be? I'm a mouse. Duh.
I'm a mouse. Duh.
Pink.
Another Mean Girls reference.
Karen, but the case backwards.
Oh yeah, she's like that.
Stupid.
Because she did it upside down and looking at a mirror. Yeah. So when you're looking at it, it's so like
stupid.
Like upside down.
I told you guys. I'm pretty sure I told you guys that I did when I was in high school. I did a thing for Spanish class. We were supposed to make like these like little news like things, but completely in Spanish and make a video basically. And I did it, and my friend dared me at the end of it. She was just like, I dare you to give a weather report like Karen did it in fucking Mean Girls. And she's just like, there's like an 80% chance it's raining, like touching her boobs or whatever.
Oh yeah, she's like,
I can predict the weather because of my boobs.
Yeah.
Or whatever. So I was like,
she senses rain.
Yeah. So I was just like, okay, bet. So at the end of the video, it just cut to me in my fucking like right here in between the houses. I had the fucking hose just pouring rain.
That's hilarious.
I just said it in Spanish, and I was just like, "Yeah, I got the whole class for that one. It was good." So
nice.
My teacher started laughing too, so it was a good time.
Very cute.
I was like,
reference Mean Girls, you'll get A's in your class for sure.
Dude, Mean Girls anywhere is just...
especially nowadays, because the teachers that are in school now are like around our age and they love that shit.
They're teachers that they're all fucking, some of us are like old friends and shit.
Isn't that crazy? Like just thinking about that like some 24-year-old that you grew up with or something is just teaching the youth.
Faded with.
Teaching the youth.
Jeez.
It's like that guy don't know how to teach the youth.
I have a friend who's a choreographer that teaches like color guard in high schools, and when we go out, the man's a whore. Nice. That man's a full-on man whore. Ladies, hit me up for his details. I'll slut him out for you. No joke, and he'll say thank you.
Wow.
Yeah. But it's funny. It's funny to think like this man, this fucking mess of a man is teaching the youth color guard and winning.
Yeah.
So he's got a really good what's the word I'm looking for? Not career, well, good career, but it's reputation.
Oh, he's got a head on his shoulders.
Oh, I thought you were like good head. I'm like, I would think so.
Good for him.
I would hope so. Yeah, I would hope so that he's being a slut and he's good at what he does. Don't be a slut and bad at your job.
Don't be a cheap slut.
Yeah, be an expensive slut.
Know your worth. Value.
And if it's low, work on that shit.
Yeah, and if it's low, increase your property value. Just gotta do a little upgrades, little changes here and there, and you'll be brand new.
Few lifts here and there.
Few lifts. No, we believe in natural beauty. All beauty is beautiful. Whether it be natural or artificial, you're gorgeous in our eyes.
Nah.
Oh, never mind then.
Get the BBL. Get the
Jesus.
What is that exactly though?
Brazilian butt lift?
I know, but like what?
Yeah.
What?
It's when they remove certain fat from your body, whether it's your sides, your hip, your thighs, and then they insert it into your butt
and then put it in your ass. And then they lift it.
Majority of the time, it's like the popular areas. It's like droopy. from here. People's side dips the inner thighs, and then it just goes right in your butt.
Oh, shit.
I would like it. I would like for my legs to match the ass that I'm getting. So I would assume I'd get it from my arms. And if they're like, that's not enough fat, then you know what? You better take it from the sides here. Because as long as I got this right here from a man to rub, then that's all good with me. That's all good with me. But I like for something to wave back at him when he's back there and I'm having to hold on to something. You know what I'm saying? This is an all rides needed kind of ride, dude. I need, what's the word? I need to be sturdy. I was going to say sustainability, but that works too. That works too.
Okay.
Self-sustaining.
Ew.
My eyes are crying.
My eyes have water coming out them. What the fuck? And it's not raining.
What?
Just trying to give him. Cry during sex. Have you ever cried during sex?
Oh God, no.
I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if he said yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
The fuck? Why would I cry during sex?
I don't know, dude. You're emotional.
Yeah,
The
that
fuck?
too.
Doesn't mean I'm gonna cry during sex.
I love you.
Ew. Dude, I would make my own dick soft. That's gross.
Fucking Richard, I love you. I just
Ew.
imagine fucking Patrick's
Oh,
face.
no.
Fucking, or is
Why
it
Patrick?
SpongeBob that's just the normal face, and it's just like little eyeballs and just.
Oh
like,
no,
the
that's
most-
Patrick. Yeah, when they're
That's
doing
Patrick.
the chocolate salesman thing.
Yeah.
Oh my god, what is it? Show them you care, show them some compassion or
Yeah,
something like
it's
that. And he's
like-
like, I love you.
I love you.
Slams the door. Oh, it's so good.
That's what happens
That's
when you tell your true feelings to your two partners too early. People
They slam the door on you.
they just block
Damn, they-
you.
Oh shit, they got dark.
Oh
Oh,
That's sad.
Oh, my bad.
That hurts.
that's
Allie.
real.
no, too real. We're too real in life, dude. I saw some video the other day, and I wanted to talk about it today because it fucked me. It fucked me up. But it's basically like it kind of it also like it like always like just pushes that like curiosity in my brain.
Uh-huh.
But it falls into like they interview 3 people.
Yeah.
And they basically all three of these people have some sort of terminal illness.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, so they end up asking him like just
You knew
obviously
it was
like
gonna be depressing. God damn
personal
it.
question. Well, no, it's not. It's actually like it like when you really think about it, like someone like in the comments even mentioned that it's like as sad as it is, like it's crazy to know that like people who know that there's an end to at some point of their living, like they're like the most joyful people. And I was like,
yeah, no, for sure though. Yeah.
Oh, that brought you back?
Yeah. Thank God. Something had to. I was
Stupid.
on the edge. I had to mute just in case.
No,
Look
yeah,
at
but,
Richard, dude.
Because I did this.
Yeah, no,
My bad.
but like, yeah, but there's like a lot of like, I was just watching it, and then like one of the questions is like they ask him, it's like, what do you think happens after? And like
Okay.
there's a lot of the responses are just like, I don't know, and I don't want to know. And they're like, what do you mean? They're like, or they're like, what are you like? One of the things also they were like, what like, what was it? How's the question wrap? It was like,
I kind of get that. It kind of sucks knowing that you're gonna die and knowing when you're gonna die. I feel like people shouldn't know that. So I wouldn't want to know either. Honestly, what's gonna happen? I'd want to be in the dark because at least there's something in your life that is 100% unknown. Because God, I would be so fucking upset knowing when I'm gonna die and having to just sit there or do whatever I'm doing, but that is still the overall like. This is the exact time and place and not how, but most likely how, or like you have a better chance of knowing how it's going to happen. Here you go.
yeah. So like
And then-
one of the things they ask him is just like how do you take on life knowing that there's like there isn't a means to your ends now. Like people obviously we're all gonna eventually pass, but these people know when it's gonna happen. Like or they have an idea of like how old they're gonna reach.
Have
or
like a window.
yeah.
Death,
So it's like
basically.
like a lot of things are like they're like, what are you gonna miss? And this is like the part that hit me where I was just like, damn. I'm like, they're like, what are you gonna miss the most about
Shit.
living? And like a lot of people were like one girl, one of the 3. She was like. She's like, if one thing I could say is like I'm gonna miss about living, she's like, it's just sensation. And they're like, what do you mean? Like elaborate. And then she was like, just a sensation of like living, breathing, like living a moment, knowing that it's a memory. She's like, my brain has reconstructed it where it's like, now I live a moment. Now I can live a moment knowing this is going to be the only time I get to do this. He's like, and I look around and there's so many people living their lives. She's like, and at first she used to be like, well, why me? And now she's like, now if I go to a concert, she's like, and I look at people, I'm not sitting there asking myself why me. It's more like, what more can I do to enjoy this? Because this isn't going to happen again for me. And I was like, that is such a surreal like thought to think. And it's like, I was like, they obviously ask him like, what's your like fondest memory? Like, what do you hope to accomplish before? And that's the question I wanted to ask you guys is like, what do you hope to accomplish before you reach your end? Like, what's
fucking die?
Like, what's one thing? It doesn't necessarily have to be something materialistic,
like superficial.
But like, but what do you hope to accomplish in your whatever X amount of life that we're allowed to be given on this earth?
Toughie. What am I hoping to at least do before I've kicked the bucket?
Well, not do, because a lot of people's answers like, oh, I want to travel. It's like that's just,
not do, but like just I feel like just like that one thing that
you can go out and be like, I'm glad I was able to accomplish this or do not necessarily do, but I got to experience this and this didn't impact anybody but myself.
Honestly, for me, it's not even like, maybe that's like a poor look on my life, or not my life, but my brain and what I think is important. But I also kind of subscribe to the idea like not a lot of things are important. Not a lot of things. I'm basically like Richard, but I try to like not be like it. I try my hardest, but like realistically, nothing fucking matters. So I try to make sure something matters. So my way of doing it is being like, like I said last time, having me time is good for you, but like what I would like to do if I could, like if someone was like, okay, do this, we're gonna give you money, go do the things. I want to go and see and hang out with everybody that I've like been wanting to hang out with, spend time with people, friends for an extended period of time. Like I want to be able to like really just like almost live with my friends, like not all of them all want like together, but like in pockets. I want to have like, if it was imaginary like dream world where I could just do anything and that's what's gonna happen. But at the very least, I want to meet as many of my friends as possible. Like I want to go to the UK and visit Marty. I want to go and hang out with Liv. I want to meet David. I want to hang out with Steven. I want to get super fucking shit faced and somehow have my friend Jared convince me to go out and work out with him for some reason. I don't know. Like,
you want to build those things. You want to build memories.
I want to build connections, and I think it's also my way of, because I'm gay, of course, we all know this. But
what?
Like what the hell? But one of the things that I don't know how often, because I don't have a lot of gay friends, and I do, but we haven't really had this conversation. I feel like it's a little too real, kind of, or it can be. Do you ever think about what you're gonna leave behind? Like some people want to have like a legacy, something is basically to be remembered. Like how do you want to be remembered, or like how are you going to be remembered? Like we're most likely not gonna have kids. We're most likely not gonna have something that's blood related to us that you can just like, piece of me is that's me, you know, like our parents looking at us.
Yeah.
So what are you gonna do about that? Or do you ever think about that? My way of thinking about it is like, okay, so if I'm gonna pass, I'm pretty sure, not to be morbid or too morbid at much more than I already am, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be the first one that passes for most of my friends. Just saying, just putting that out there.
That's not a good perspective to look at things.
No, it's not, but that's also like why I kind of try to, you know, like I feel and think like Richard, but I try and be Lee. That's the thing. So I just try to like have those connections.
Really quick off of that, just me personally, I just really wanted to add, I was like, personally, I would kind of want to be the first one to go out of my friends. Loss sucks. So, you know. Oh. Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
This is a selfish thing. I would prefer to be the first one to go.
That's a very selfless thing. It's selfless, but it's also kind of selfish in a sense. I think it's
selfish in a sense because you don't want to deal with like the loss of other people, so you'd rather go than having to deal with that.
That being said, though, I'm just saying I will have a plan. I've already talked with a bunch of people about it, so that
like how you go.
No, about like expenses, because that's just expensive.
Yeah. 100%.
Cremation.
Please, for the love of God, even if you like,
I don't want to be buried.
please convince your parents to like go. It's gonna be so morbid, but it'll be so helpful. Go and plan out what ifs and stuff like that with a funeral home. Your parents most likely know a spot or something, or have a general idea of where they want to go, and then you could set stuff up and you can start paying it off, and they can choose what they want, and you don't have to worry about, well, what if mom liked the Beatles and blah blah blah, but she also like blah blah blah. What the fuck? And they're gonna charge you an arm and leg for like printouts and shit like just.
Well,
it's a lot.
Most people during COVID like went out of the way because they feared dying, or like dying out of nowhere and like leaving their loved ones. So a lot of people did buy like plots of land. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like I have one.
Yeah,
I have one. Mm-hmm.
Oh. No, I was gonna say I'm so lucky that I wasn't working at the mortuary when COVID happened, because it would have been busy, and it also would have been super like scary because of all like the dead bodies and stuff. I worked at a mortuary, for the people that don't know, for whatever reason.
As fucked up as it sounds, I think it was a job.
A lot of dead bodies.
No, but I'm saying like I think eventually like you those type of jobs, especially my friends who like I know who like worked through COVID and like as nurses, or one of them's like she's a neurosurgeon. It just becomes a job. Like it's like you like there's no emotion behind it anymore. Well, and it's fucked because you work so hard to get there, and like it's not just necessarily COVID, just life in general in the hospital, like it takes so much away from you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Where it's like, like it's like that's why you're like, oh, thank God I didn't. I'm like, well, the people who did, like it's just kind of it doesn't necessarily fuck with them. You just learn to being like, it's just a job. Like I gotta do what I gotta do, and that's just it is what it is.
I'll just say on this tangent and too long, just because I want to go back to what Lee was trying to get through. What's it called? I saw a video of like the coroner, I guess what they're called. Basically a guy who preps the body for a funeral or whatever. And he was just saying that a lot of misconceptions are that obviously you probably have to like hate humanity, or like just like not even want to talk to people to have that as a job, or so that you can like you don't have to talk to anybody. It's just dead bodies, and like you're probably fucked up in the head or some shit, right? But he's like, no, honestly, like I think you have to be really connected to humanity, to people's emotions, because you're dealing with people's loved ones. You're the one that's gonna have to recreate their thought of like what they look like, and it's fucked up, but it's like it's morbid, and he's like, it's definitely not an easy job, but he's like, he's himself, I think his name's like Todd Sweeney or some shit like that. He's just like
funny.
He's like, I just find it as like a really kind service for these people, to just give them that happy memory or like experience of like seeing their loved one go away for the last time. And it's like, I respect that a lot. So I don't know, I just want to throw it out there. But back to Lee, because I'm still kind of like, he didn't get your thought all the way through.
Oh yeah, I don't really. So for the mortuary stuff, that stuff is really hard work, and I think that it also ties into I tie it in by basically working at that job has really changed my view on death, loss, stuff like that. Honestly, it's kind of morbid, but I am curious to see how I'm gonna handle my next like big loss in like personally, like however I'm gonna feel, how I'm gonna like process it,
right?
Just because working at that job, it really does change people, and it kind of just like it really makes you see things differently, and kind of like really sit there and be like, yeah, life is, as cheesy as it is, life is really fragile. So it's a trip.
Definitely.
So yeah, it makes you think about death, and like makes you think of your own, and like I was saying, if you can try to plan stuff out, it really helps out, especially money wise, because you get deals and sales and stuff like that. But with that being said, I'm just kind of like, I feel like the way that my legacy will carry on is through the connections that I make throughout my life, because my friends that I have are like, if I want to be friends with someone, I can form, in my opinion, a deep connection with that person fairly quickly. And that can be a little toxic or problematic or a little dangerous sometimes, sure. But I feel like the people that I do make genuine connections with they stick even if I'm not talking with that person, or like we both had an effect on each other's lives. And that is now like, they're like, for me, it's a way of like having a piece of them, and they carry on in me and I carry on in them a little bit. So it kind of in my head, kind of tackles two birds, one stone. You know, my legacy's left behind. I know people are going to care and, you know, remember me. And also it's my kind of my legacy a little bit, you know, it's not a mini me, but it's me. Yeah. Corporeal.
I get that.
Wish, 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 wish.
I'm always with you. Even when you're jerking off alone.
Hell yeah. You know I'm spitting on it for you. Tweet. You're looking a little dry there, bud or budette. Tweet, tweet.
You're welcome.
What about you? What about yours?
Wish, 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 wish.
Well, Lee said the whole like, you know, I have that outlook of like nothing matters, but it's not like in oh, nothing matters, so fuck everything type of thing. It's just more like I think I said it before. It's nothing matters, so why take everything super seriously? You know, it's like some things just, it's not gonna matter in 5 years. It's not gonna matter in 10 years. Some shit's not gonna matter next week. So as far as like what I want to do by the end of my life, like I don't know. It's just kind of in the same way as Lee. Just I want to have met and had genuine connections with as many people as I possibly can. Just because those are the things that I'm probably gonna look back at and just be like, yeah, those were good times or whatever, right? And then I don't know, if you want to get like more superficial, that I just want to have like, you know, be surrounded by a good family support network, whatever it happens to be, or leave behind, I don't know, in my case, music, because like, you know, that shit will kind of outlive me in a way. Whether somebody's listening to it or not, it's there, thankfully. But yeah, I don't know. And then as far as kids, I'm like, no, I don't know. I've never been or not open, but like I've never been a fan of kids. I've never been subscribed to the idea that I want to have kids, but if it happens to come along, like I'm not gonna, you know, are just gonna be like completely against it if I happen to meet the right person. But I just think that there's other ways to leave your mark on the world, and there's just more than enough opportunities to really kind of affect people, and not have a mini you just running around if you to be selfish about it. You know, it's just like I don't need that little piece of me going along. I would just rather prefer somebody remember me for like, you know, a song that happens to come on that reminds them of me, or you know, some little trinket that happens to be out there. I don't know. That's just how I see it. It's like build as many genuine connections as you can, and after that, hope for the best, I guess.
We got my plan when I die to like kind of also carry on or feed in or go with that same like mindset. Is I'm gonna be cremated, so that is happening. I will love my parents, but I will not do not want to be buried with everyone. I'd rather be cremated and just kind of like, I don't even know where. So the thing is, cremated, but everybody that I really care about or something like that or love gets a little bit of me with them, so they can decide what they want to do with it.
I like that you're deciding this for everybody. It's like someone's gonna get this and be like, "What the fuck is this?" and just throw it away.
It's the last thing that I can do. That's like fucking control freak about my life, dude.
That sounds so much more expensive and a nuisance than fucking being buried. That is creepy. It's kind of creepy and a little gross.
And I'm gonna give a little piece to everybody that I love, or that like means a lot to me. You guys are most likely gonna get a vial. Who knows? We'll see how long this lasts for. And so family, you know, of course, like really important friends in my life, stuff like that. And I'll have them. They get to decide what they want to do. I've had one friend tell me that she wants to plant me. I've had one other friend tell me that this one actually would like do that, like a Japan thing with it or whatever. So I was like, oh, that's kind of cool, because we've always talked about going together. And I forgot whatever I told my folks or whatever, but like keep me, bury me, throw me off into the wind, think I'm like all about the ocean for some reason, even though I think the ocean is kind of fucking creepy, but it's still pretty because I like the color blue. So yeah, that's what I'm doing.
I thought
just to like carry on that ideal.
I thought about it, and I think I'd prefer to be buried, but I'm also like on the fence of doing this idea of like getting cremated, and apparently they could put you in a vinyl.
Yeah,
they
can.
They can press the ashes into a vinyl, and I'm like, I kind of want to do that, and then just have.
I can see you doing that. That would be so cool.
Like it'd be cool. Like whether
it's just Yellow by Coldplay.
Here we go. Yeah. I would hope that it's your own song.
I thought about it. I was like, if I release something that I'm like, I want that to be it, then maybe. If
that's
not,
cool.
It's called Something About Us by Daft Punk. Still one of my favorite songs of all time. So maybe that.
Cute. Yeah. What about you, Steve?
That's funny because it's completely opposite from you guys. I think as I've gotten older and like I obviously had time to like think this question through, is like it's not necessarily like I want to leave a mark on people. Like I don't want to leave. I don't want to like. I don't want to spend my whole life trying to find a place in somebody else's life that fits with me and them, like that. Like I in a sense, just I think it's just more along the lines like I just want to feel more accomplished in a sense that like I accomplished and fulfilled in a sense that I understand that I didn't get to possibly do everything, because realistically you can't do everything in the short amount of time that we have on this earth. But enough to where I feel accomplished that I was able to do these things, or not necessarily see places, but just kind of fix something that I guess like as a person you're always chasing. So maybe get there or get close to that. I think friends and memories come along that way. So all that will happen all that will intervene in life, whether it's now with you guys or in the future with a bunch of other people. And I've learned that, especially now, like this last few years, like I've learned that it's like there's so many things to do, so many different people to get to know and meet, that it's like it's just too much sometimes, you know. And it's like as I've gotten older, as much as I love doing that, I also like doing things for myself. So just more finding a fulfillment of like something that fill my bucket, and not necessarily, like I said, like try to fill a bucket of somebody else and like try to like be in their lives. Because like, I mean, you're always going to be someone's memory somewhere. So it doesn't matter when and how you did it. That's just going to happen regardless of the situation. But I don't know. I think mine is just more like just find peace in myself for a lot of things. Because I think as I've gotten older, and as crazy as life has been and it gets and will continue to be, we're just so full of anxiety and stress and worrisome that a lot of people don't realize that the person you're standing next to in the concert probably isn't going to be here tomorrow, you know? So it's like we fill our heads with these ideas and moments that we want to do. And it's like, realistically, I understand we can't. I think all of us have lost people in our lives where it's like, well, why now? But it happened. And now it's just a matter of like, cool. Like, it's not like they're like, we left you the burden of you thinking of us now. It's more like, that's just that stop in life for them, and it continues for us, and we'll go on like that. But I don't want to be buried. I think being buried is such a hassle. I want to be cremated, and I always tell my mom this running joke that I'm gonna go before her. But yeah, it's why? Because I just always tell
mom,
her that.
Dude, don't tell her shit like that.
Because I grew up with her saying that, like, her always saying that like she doesn't want to leave this world and like us be here without her. And it's like, so I always tell her as a joke, just to like kind of lighten her joke.
That's like the one thing that you can say that's like not even, it's not good, but the one like small speck of light in a terrible tragedy is when a parent dies with their kid. At least they die together. You know, they get to go together. That's
some
at least
poetry behind it.
Some slight fucking like. At least there's that, I guess, instead of them being like on their own or whatever. So.
Yeah, but I definitely, like I said, I do want to be cremated. I do want to live just, I don't know, a very simple life. I don't want anything crazy, and I do want to own whatever I have and own. I do want to be able to like give to somebody, whether it's a friend, whether it's a sibling or a partner, whatever it is. Or if I have kids, fuck it, that too. Like Richard said, like I don't think you necessarily need to have kids to feel fulfilled or like leave a legacy. I think a legacy itself is just something that you do, no matter what it is. Like you could have fucking 40 years in a job and that's your legacy. Like, and no one can take those 40 years from you because you lived those, not them. But yeah, no, definitely let's just live a more quieter life. Like I've always pictured myself not living in a deep ass city. It's more like I just want to own a little piece of land and have a little sheep. No, just quiet, just away from like everything that's loud and annoying.
Yeah, I feel like if for like materialistic wants, I would just want to be comfortable. I don't give a shit where I live or whatever. Like as long as long as I have my comforts and needs met, like that's fine. I just don't want to. I don't want to have to worry about shit. You know, that'd be nice to live comfortably enough to not worry about stuff. That would be great. That'd be cool. I'd appreciate that.
Or at least if you do go, like go with something that does feel like home to you.
I want to die from a heart attack in a penthouse.
That's a very specific thing.
At least he knows what he wants.
Mm-hmm.
Anything but drowning for me. Or fire.
All right. Thank you guys for watching this episode, this very somber episode. Now we're heading into the last portion of the episode podcast where we talk about our latest addictions, recommendations, and final regards. Richard, you go first.
Fuck! I don't have anything to recommend, to be honest. I haven't been listening to anything. Well,
have you been playing anything new? Are you looking forward to any games or any movies? Even though you don't watch movies, I know, but anything that you are looking forward to? Maybe?
Okay, so I have a song, but I don't know how to fucking say it because it's in Japanese and it's by an artist named Bondi. It's a good little fucking indie song, but here I'll throw it down in the fucking corner right there if you guys want to look at it. Again, the artist is called Bondi, so yeah, I'm sure you could just match the characters and be like, oh, that's what it is. Anyway, yeah, it got a little somber at the end, but I think it's important to have these conversations. It's just, you know, just get into start thinking about it. Whether it's just like oh yeah, I thought about it for like a minute really quick, and maybe you're not super comfortable with it yet, but I think it's something that you have to start getting comfortable with. Whether it's for your sake or other people's sakes, it's just something that will eventually come, and just it's better to be prepared than to just be flooded with a bunch of emotions right away. So yeah, take care of yourselves. What's it called? Enjoy each other's company as much as you can while you still can. And you know, like I said, it's a little somber, it's a little dark, but I think that helps you also see life in a different light too. Maybe just appreciate the little things a little bit more. But yeah, that's all I got.
Nice.
Your turn.
I'll go next. Yeah, because the host goes last. Hi, it's your boy BB. No, sadly, BB sadly.
It's really trying to make it a thing, huh?
I've said it like 2 times.
It's like 3 now.
No, I know. That's what I was gonna say. I've said it like the first 2 times, and then like the 3rd time I was like, God, I've already said it. Do I stop?
Yeah.
And then I said it, and then I'm at the point where I'm like, oh, I feel like I've said it too much. For it'd be weird. It'd be weird either way. So this is me about acknowledging it, so we're all aware. Okay. I'm trying to think. Music, I guess, will be first. They're both on SoundCloud. Actually, I know those of you that are can't be bothered. Sorry. But they're cool songs. One of them's K-pop and the other one is Japanese. So if you're not into either of those options, then don't even worry about it. The first song is gonna be Young Girl A by Your Archon. Young space girl.
Young Gravy.
Your Archon, Archon, and it's a white character, blacked out eyes or whatever, the brick, and then like blue in the background. It's very like circa 2000 and like a chronically online animator that has like a synthesizer and they make music.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. That's kind of what it is. It's also like around Spotify, fucking TikTok. It's in like song edits sped up. So I might have came across it.
It's like I got hit by like, garage indie band or garage rock band mixed with Kirby.
Yeah, I like it. And then the next one, I feel like everybody would like this, even if you're not into SoundCloud. It's a bop. It's really cool. I just saw it on the TikTok. They played at a club. It was really cool. I wish I was there. The song is New Jeans ETA. Most people know about that song or that group, but it's by Foxella. The Jersey, I think it's the Jersey remake or Jersey something. I didn't screenshot the like next part, but yeah, Foxella, Foxela. And then it's the Jersey something. I gotta pull up my SoundCloud.
Jersey Club remix.
I think it's that one. Yes. Yeah.
I don't know.
But it's ETA. So if you guys like ETA and kind of like a little like, it's kind of like cheerleader song in the beginning a little bit, but it's got like a little club bop to it, just a little bit. So I like it. But those songs are the ones that I've been listening to lately. And yeah. Have fun. There's songs to like move to, so that's fun. But for final regards, yeah, it's good to be somber. Bye. Just kidding.
That's an Overwatch character.
So yeah, that is an Overwatch character. You were right.
Somber.
Sombra.
Sombra, but whatever.
It's
okay. I'm trying to think of any final regards. Basically, what Richard said, it's good to think about these things because you never know, and then kind of have that conversation with someone because life is so random and fragile, and you could just be here and gone the next day or in the next minute or 10 seconds. Who knows? So it's nice to just kind of have like those kind of things set up like this. We can use as what did he want? Well, we talked about on a podcast. Hopefully one of us is alive to be like, we know. Cremation. Don't bury me. That's it. Unless you're going to bury me in the backyard. Apparently you like stop paying for like property taxes if like you bury someone or something like that.
That's not how it works. No.
I'm going to be like, hey, Richard, do you remember when you said you wanted to send it to everybody and be like, just put them just throw it away.
Oh my God. Yeah, I saw somebody talking about that because they're like, you don't have to pay property taxes. You bury somebody in your backyard. It's like, no, you just don't have to pay for that spot of land. So it's like, say it takes up. Say it takes up like what 50 square feet or some shit. You don't have to.
What if you make a really big like unreasonable size?
No, because apparently it's like you can't build a house on top of a graveyard. So then you'd be faced with other legal shit. Yeah.
What if you like make a well-sized hole and instead of laying them, you just throw them fucking vertically and like.
Well, then you just have less square space and you get less,
property value.
No, you get less property tax deduct. You get deduct for the property that becomes the grave site, right? So like I said, like if it's 50 square feet or whatever the fuck, I don't know. I'm just coming up with a number in my head. You get 50 square feet deducted. That's it.
Gotcha. Yeah. Then never mind. Don't bury me, cremate me, and then give pieces to people in my life that I like, and I think all my friends know who I like enough to want them to have a piece of me. I think. I would hope. And that's it for me, Steve.
So two things. By the time this episode comes out, it will be the first week of Halloween. So happy spooky season to all of you. Wait, will it? No, damn it.
You're off.
Happy early spooky
3
season.
days.
It's the 23rd,
Yeah,
I think, or 26th.
It'll be the-
come.
It'll be the 26th.
Boo.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Boo, exactly.
happy early spooky day season. It was because you're not gonna see the other episodes once you're already in Halloween. So
we gotta figure. We really do gotta wear costumes. I realized we gotta do our spooky episode.
Yeah.
Go watch our other spooky episode to get in the mood.
It was cute.
I thought it was a good episode. Yeah,
that was a great episode. We were so unhinged too.
Stupid.
But if I did have my final remarks on things is more, it does fall under what Richard said as well. I guess growing up, because I had to deal with it so quickly, with friends and family, it was along the lines of like, it's not necessarily, at least the way I see it is, just get comfortable with it, understand that it's a cycle and it's gonna happen, and there's nothing you can do to avoid it. But there's also some sort of beauty in understanding that this is the way it works. Obviously, it's tragic when it happens out the blue to people, and a lot of us have experienced that with like either familiars or people we just know. But yeah, just enjoy it, create new memories, and go relive ones that you know are good for you, and understand that it's okay. It's just the way the shit turns, you know. But if I had music, I've been in such a chill fucking mood with my music lately. Like, it's weird. Like, I'll go from some other shit to this. But currently on my repeats right now, I have this one. It's called Precise, Precis, by Vansire and Fog Lake. The E has an acento on it, so I don't know if it pops up for you guys.
Precise by who?
What is it? Vansire? Vansire.
Oh.
I just been in a really chill fucking mood. Like when I was thinking about this shit, this song happened to play, and I was just like, I really like this. Like, this is dope.
But it's season 2.
Oh. Let's see.
They're from Minnesota, so I don't think so.
Well,
Vansire.
That's how you pronounce the E with the accent. Oh
yeah.
Gosh.
We are Vansire. We are from Minnesota. All of our songs are recorded by us, Justin Augustine and Sam Weinmiller. Wow, cool last name. In our basements, living rooms, and bedrooms. We've been making music together since high school, and Vansire started when we met on Drumline. We kept making music through college, and now we've graduated. Sam's brother, Isaac Weinmiller, also helps on the tracks. He plays bass and goes to MSU. We've got plenty of new tunes on the way, so stay tuned. It's cute.
Yeah, it's very chill.
Nice.
It's a very chill tune.
And then I'm cute.
Another song that I've been blasting. I put it up on my Instagram the other day, but it's called Nostalgia by Rod Waves. That's another one.
Rod
Nostalgia.
Wave and Wet.
Yeah, ROD and yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wave and Wet.
That's another one. He's hip hop, so but the beat is very chill too, and then he has a very like just chill way of like rapping, or his flow.
Blessed with a special singing voice and the knowledge of how best to use it, Florida's Rod Wave is taking his own path to the top of the game. Very cool.
Yeah, you know what, you go to I think 50 seconds and then he starts rapping.
You know what I learned actually? Like, I don't know. You just reminded me.
Country?
No.
What?
So you know how I told you that I'm going to the choir things.
Right. Mm-hmm. Your reunion.
I had an old classmate who had a really amazing voice. This kid was really fucking talented. I think he was a freshman when I was a senior. But point is, like, he was really talented. Everybody loved him, blah, blah, blah. And then at the reunion, they brought him up as like, oh, where is he? Like, you know, we thought that he would show up. The dude's on tour with Kanye. He's singing backup vocals for him. I don't know. Like, the bag is a bag, but, you know.
Right. Good job getting work.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's dope.
But I was just like,
that's
cool. What? Good for him. Yeah, out there doing good things.
Nice. Where's this dude? He was so good.
Yeah, he's too good for us.
He's too good.
Anyway.
Yeah, but this is a good song.
Yeah. So I've been on a really like chill, cozy vibe lately. Just my music. even when I was at the gym, I was bumping music that's similar to this, and I was just working out. I don't like listening to hype shit that much, or I do. I'll be listening to K-pop.
This shit.
Depends on the vibe.
He listens to this shit, looks at it in the mirror, starts crying, and just starts pumping.
I look in the mirror and I'm crying, and I'm like,
big enough.
I'm like, I'm just crying.
Oh my god.
Sign us out. Get us out of here.
One manly sweaty tear.
Ooh. Get us out of here.
Steve during sex.
Fucking, what is it? American Psycho?
Oh, I thought
when he's fucking her, he's like looking in the mirror.
No, I was talking about you. We were talking about you crying like during sex.
Oh,
we were talking about the one tear. That's why when I said, "Oh, a sweaty manly tear," Steve having sex.
Anyways, thanks for listening, you guys. We appreciate you. We make fun of each other, and it's always wholesome, even though some of our feelings get hurt. But we are heard from your friend. We appreciate you. That's what I said. Heard from a friend. I said heard from a friend.
I said your last week.
You did. I noticed it too. No, but you definitely said heard from your friend.
I can't wait for you to play this back, and it's like, oh shit, he didn't.
Oh, I can't wait.
We are heard from your friend, from your friend, from your friend, from your friend. Me either. So we're fucking heard from a friend.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
We love you. Like, share, subscribe. Show it to your mama. Show it to your auntie. Show it to your brothers. Show it to your sisters. Show it to your neighbors, your teachers, your coworkers.
I need you to get better boot.
Yeah. Bye, you guys.
Bye.
Joe! I had 2 loaded because I just knew it.
I'm gonna go fucking drop a load right now.
Okay, bye.
That's inappropriate.